When people look back at World War II, one question often comes up: what made the German army so formidable? Despite facing many powerful enemies, the German military gained a reputation for being extremely effective, especially in the early years of the war. Their strength wasn't just about numbers, it was about how they fought, the strategies they used, and the way their soldiers and leaders worked together. In this video, we'll break down the key reasons that made the German army one of the most feared forces of its time. From innovative battle tactics to advanced technology and skilled leadership, we'll explore how they created an army that seemed almost unstoppable, at least for a while. The German army's approach to war was very different from what other countries were used to. They introduced a new style of fighting that focused on speed, surprise, and overwhelming their enemies quickly. They called this tactic Blitzkrieg, or lightning war, and it changed the way battles were fought. With fast-moving tanks, planes, and troops all working together, they were able to capture vast areas of land in a short time, shocking the world with their swift victories. In Blitzkrieg, different parts of the military like tanks, infantry, foot soldiers, and planes worked together in a very coordinated way. Tanks would drive straight into enemy lines, breaking through their defenses, while planes attacked from the sky, targeting key points like enemy supply lines, communication centers, and roads. This would leave the enemy confused and cut off from their support. As the tanks pushed forward, infantry would follow close behind to secure the captured areas, keeping up the momentum so the enemy couldn't regroup. The German army's success in World War II was not only due to tactics but also to its powerful and advanced weaponry. One of the key pieces of equipment was the Panzer tank. These tanks were fast, heavily armored, and highly effective in battle. They could break through enemy lines and support soldiers on the ground, making them an essential part of the Blitzkrieg strategy. Another crucial force was the Luftwaffe, or the German Air Force. The Luftwaffe had a huge role in Germany's victories by providing air support during attacks. With advanced fighter planes and bombers, the Luftwaffe could strike targets from above, destroy enemy defenses, and clear paths for ground forces. This coordination between air and ground attacks made the German military incredibly effective. In addition to tanks and planes, Germany also developed powerful artillery. Their advanced guns and cannons allowed them to hit targets from a distance, weakening enemy positions before soldiers moved in. Together, these innovative weapons gave the German army the firepower and flexibility it needed to dominate in the early years of the war. Radios in German tanks and infantry units gave their forces a major advantage during battles in World War II. Before radios were widely used, soldiers relied on slower methods like messengers or signal flares to communicate. This often caused delays and made it harder to adjust plans quickly during combat. With radios, however, German soldiers could instantly talk to each other across the battlefield, making their units much more coordinated and effective. For infantry units, having portable radios meant they could receive orders and updates directly from their commanders, even in the middle of a chaotic battlefield. This let them react to changes in the situation almost instantly, which often gave them an edge over opponents who had to wait for orders. With radio communication, German soldiers were able to work together more closely and efficiently, making quick decisions that helped them succeed in fast-moving battles. German soldiers in World War II were recognized for their discipline and skill, a result of their intense training regimen. Every soldier went through thorough training that emphasized discipline, precision, and teamwork. The German military believed that soldiers who trained hard and practiced often would be more effective and reliable in battle. Their training regimen was intense and covered a wide range of skills. German soldiers spent many hours learning small unit tactics strategies where small groups or units acted independently yet remained part of a larger mission. This approach allowed soldiers to be more flexible on the battlefield, enabling them to make quick decisions without always waiting for higher orders. Small unit tactics also taught them to rely on one another, making them highly coordinated in executing complex plans. A big reason for Germany's success in the early part of World War II was the skill of its military leaders and their clever battlefield tactics. Figures like Erwin Rommel and Heinz Guderian were among the top military minds in the German army. Rommel, also known as the Desert Fox, became famous for his quick and effective tactics in North Africa, where he used fast, surprising attacks to keep his enemies off guard. Heinz Guderian was another key leader who specialized in tank warfare, using armored divisions to punch through enemy lines. This kind of quick, flexible movement on the battlefield, known as maneuver warfare, was a big part of Germany's early success. During World War II, the Nazi regime put great effort into using propaganda to create a powerful image of German strength and invincibility. The government tightly controlled newspapers, radio broadcasts, films, and posters, all of which carried messages that praised Germany's military and its mission. These messages painted Germany as unbeatable, suggesting that victory was guaranteed. This narrative was crafted carefully to make people feel confident about the war, boosting the public support for the Nazi regime. One of the biggest goals of Nazi propaganda was to keep soldiers' morale high. The propaganda suggested that Germany's army was equipped with the best technology, led by exceptional generals, and motivated by a noble cause. For the soldiers on the front line, seeing this constant message of German superiority helped build pride and a sense of purpose. They were led to believe that they were part of a powerful, unstoppable force, which gave them the motivation to keep fighting even during difficult battles. The impact of propaganda extended beyond just soldiers. It influenced everyone back home in Germany too. Families and communities were constantly reminded of their duty to support the war effort. Posters, radio programs, and newsreels often depicted the German military in heroic ways, showing them as protectors of the nation. This was done to reassure families, giving them hope that their loved ones on the front lines were winning and would return safely. By fostering this belief in victory, the Nazi regime kept public morale high, making people more willing to make sacrifices for the war. In the early years of World War II, Germany's army seemed unstoppable. Strong leadership, fast tactics, and powerful propaganda helped them quickly capture large areas. But as the war went on, problems emerged. They controlled too much land, ran low on supplies, and faced the combined strength of the Allies. Strategic mistakes like underestimating the Soviet Union also hurt them. In the end, Germany's early success couldn't last, and their overextension and resource shortages led to their defeat against the powerful Allied forces.